Hey everyone, Chloe here, and welcome back to this feminine platform and welcome back to this channel. And if you are new here, ladies and lurkers and ear hustlers, welcome. So I wanted to close out the new year with a new feminine school / feminine mentoring video on how to overcome the practice or the default habit. And it is a very nasty habit of magical thinking as it pertains to the feminine journey. Because unfortunately, when it comes to discussions on femininity, there is often a lot of feminine posturing and bubblegum imagery associated with the feminine divine that has absolutely nothing to do with being committed to putting in the work to experience the lasting and the desirable results of what those who are on a feminine journey would like to feel and experience in their personal lives. Oftentimes, there is a very strong disconnect between watching others succeed in their own feminine divine on their own feminine journeys, whether on Instagram or TikTok or watching your favorite influencers, while those of you who lurk and sit on the sidelines and do nothing. Because that is just how seductive magical thinking is. So, what is magical thinking and how does this thinking apply itself to the femininity journey? So the term magical thinking is the emotional space between a dream / fantasy state versus having an actual plan of intention, a plan of action, or a plan of actionable steps that will position you to make your feminine dreams and your feminine desires come true. And I say the word your emphatically because every woman's plan of action will be different based on her needs. Not all women who tune into this channel are in the same boat. Some women are single, some are married, some are in miserable marriages, some are in hypogamous marriages, some are younger, some are mature, some are divorced, some are single mothers, and some women are desperate to have children. So having a plan of action as it pertains to your life is a very necessary part of getting away from magical thinking. Now, magical thinking can also be a mental form of stalling, of daydreaming, or self-gaslighting, where there is a discernible lack of planning and follow through on what a person says that they want and believes that will happen. When gone unchecked, magical thinking can and will turn into a crutch of stagnancy, stuckness, excuse making, a strong lack of accountability to self, and a significant lack of advancement or progress into one's personal goals, which is why this is such a perfect end of year video. Now, here are some classic examples of magical thinking within the femininity community. Number one, desiring to lose weight but not following through on the typical actionable steps that are required to lose weight, most notably counting calories, exercising, and changing your diet. Ladies, this is not about having a BBL shape, but if you are struggling to lose weight or to improve your diet, you just might need one-on-one coaching, or you might need to join a group to strengthen your resolve to lose the weight and to get healthy for good. Number two, wanting to date outside of your race or expand your options, but lacking in your feminine development when it comes to having range, depth, interesting conversations, or something as basic as understanding class stature, networking, or etiquette, as there are many women in the femininity movement who actually lead with rudeness and small-mindedness, not understanding how anti-seductive that energy is to the opposite sex of any race. I also need to remind my listeners that struggle love can happen with any race of man. So always consider that, ladies, when desiring to expand your options. Number three, making announcements, announcing your private plans, and overall talking too much without actionable follow-through. This is a common spirit of confusion Jedi mind trick that will make a person confused making announcements with actually accomplishing said goal. Foot and mouth syndrome is a very real thing, and it is based on the spirit of confusion, magical thinking idea that will often confuse a person into believing that talking about something means that they're actually doing it. Some people cannot help but to be a chatty patty by nature. But if this is your nature, take the time to consider your internal motivation for oversharing. Are you trying to impress, inspire, or to help others who never asked you for your help in the first place? Or are you trying to dupe yourself into quick, fast results? Number four, confusing watching videos with the actual growth of doing the physical work. Ladies, what is the point of watching an instructional video if you're just going to be the same woman that you were last year and the year before that? At some point in the game, you have got to get offline and apply what you are learning in the real world. Number five, Performative cosplaying. It is no secret that many women have latched onto the femininity movement out of the desire to be viewed like a pampered Disney fairy tale princess, when in reality, the feminine divine is truly way more expansive than that. Feminine cosplaying is everywhere, and sadly, many women will remain stuck on the bubblegum and the superficial lack of substance aspects of the femininity journey that in the long run will not produce them the sustainable results that they want. Number 6. With a magical thinker, there is very little evolution, growth, or progress, even when exposed to quality information. Magical thinkers, and this can be any man or any woman, they typically will fall back on wanting to be coddled, wanting to be babied, mommied, handled with kid gloves, and are people who typically tend to get overwhelmed with the idea of being responsible for themselves. Number 7, and this is going to ruffle a few feathers, praying for a husband and cherry picking scripture. Ladies, while there is absolutely nothing wrong with using your faith to express your desires for a husband and family, there is also the scripture, faith without works is dead. There are millions of Black women in churches all around the world whose educational womanhood needs are being neglected based on the standalone premise of praying for a husband and expecting God to deliver like Postmates or Uber Eats. But ladies, sitting on the sidelines and waiting for a husband to just pop out is not how this works. You have to network, you have to mingle, socialize in higher caliber circles. You have to roster date, and you might have to kiss a few frogs before you meet your prince. You might even have to hire a matchmaker. All in all, the self-sabotage of magical thinking is typically rooted in the following: low self-esteem, feeling unworthy, being afraid to fail, being fearful of success, not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy, feeling like you aren't deserving, or sometimes it is just straight up laziness. As changing our poor habits and mindsets are much more challenging than people expect them to be. So here are some solutions on how to cure magical thinking. Number 1 is therapy and finding the right therapist for you, as all therapists are not created equal. Ladies, I know that I sound like a broken record with this one, but please, for the love of Christ, seek help if you are burdened with tons of family secrets and traumas that are emotionally stunting you and are holding you back from living your best life. Your friends are not your therapists, and usually when we are highly emotionally damaged, so are our friends. Number 2, read self-help books, some of which can be found in my feminine wellness shop on Amazon. There isn't a successful feminine woman alive who hasn't picked up a book. So ladies, if you can read the shade room and internet comments all day, then you can read a book. Another solution to killing your magical thinking is to watch the company that you keep. And I've written about this extensively over at The New Feminine. But your circle and who you allow to influence your actions can make or break your progress on your feminine journey. Ladies, you cannot flourish in your feminine divine with women who are not committed to growing and evolving. Another winning tip: please embrace and expose yourselves to the power of diverse and critical thinking in your lives, especially if you are a Black woman who desires to increase your network, your net worth, or if you are a woman who wants to hypergamously marry men of other races and nationalities. Because it really has become a super cringy, and many feathers will be ruffled to hear this, but it really has become so unfortunate to see just how many women across the board can be so narrow-minded, inflexible, uncultured, myopic, and closed-minded in their thinking that so many women, particularly Black women, can be when it comes to their cultural capital. And it really is a level up issue that is holding a lot of Black women back when it comes to having a leveled up mindset. And ladies, this has got to change in 2023. And lastly, goal setting, consistency, and discipline. Ladies, femininity does not mean a lack of planning, a lack of goal setting, or a lack of focused effort. Anyone who has experienced any amount of success will tell you that determination, focus, and discipline are required, and with femininity, that same energy is required. So that is all that I have to say on this for now. And to get this conversation started, ladies, have you ever been guilty as charged of magical thinking? Have you ever been guilty of believing that feminine success should come easy and should fall into your lap? And are you a woman who's afraid of success or afraid of failure? And as always, happy early new year, and thank you for watching, and thank you for tuning in and listening. And please stay tuned for more feminine mindset videos to come, and I will catch up with you ladies and lurkers and ear hustlers in the next one.